Blake Lively is one of the most influential names in Hollywood. She's won countless awards for her lead role in the hit show Gossip Girl, starred in a whole host of critically acclaimed films, featured on the covers of Rolling Stone and Vogue, and, thanks to her sense of style and humour, has racked up over 35 million Instagram followers. But she nearly gave it all up to go to college. This is Blake Lively, the Come-Up. Blake Ellender Brown, aka Blake Lively, was born on the 25th of August 1987 in the Tarzana neighborhood of Los Angeles. Show business runs in the family. Her mum, Elaine, worked as a talent scout, and her dad, Ernie, was a successful actor. And with her older siblings, Eric, Robin, Jason, and Laurie, all working in the entertainment industry, she's been hanging out on set since before she could walk. Blake first stood in front of the camera in 1998 as Trixie the Tooth Fairy in her dad's directorial debut, Sandman. Despite Ernie's attempts, Blake wasn't sold on acting, and instead dove headfirst into her education. She attended Burbank High School, where she was part of the cheerleading squad, a member of the championship choir, and eventually became class president. Blake's ultimate goal was to go to Stanford University, and she looked set to achieve it. That was until her brother Eric decided his 15-year-old sister needed to become more cultured. So, like all good big brothers should, he took her on a 2-month trip around Europe in the middle of her sophomore year. As well as seeing the sights, Eric spent the whole time quizzing Blake on her life choices. He was trying to get me to make life decisions at 15, and nothing really interested me. But Eric had made his mind up. Blake was going to be an actress. And so naturally, he told his agents about her. Blake agreed to go to a few auditions, and she quickly realized she had a lot to learn. But despite having never had any formal training, in 2005 she landed a lead role in the film The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. The then 16-year-old spent 2 months learning football skills to prepare for the part, before going to Mexico to shoot the film over the summer holidays. She even got back in time for her senior year, although by that point, she'd caught the acting bug. Despite being new to acting, the critics loved her, with Blake earning a nomination for a Teen Choice Award for Choice Movie Breakout Female. She finished high school and postponed her plans to go to Stanford. She took a small part in another of her dad's productions, the thriller Simon Says, and in the same year, she was also cast alongside Justin Long in Accepted. Although the film wasn't well received, Blake's performance was, leading her to her first acting award win, the Breakthrough Award from Hollywood Life. Shortly after, Blake starred in the film Elvis and Annabelle. It was a challenging role, taking on the part of a sexually abused beauty queen who dies of bulimia, and was the point in her career that Blake's attitude towards the profession shifted entirely. Despite some positive publicity, she decided that she would jump off the Hollywood train and go back to education. That was to be the end of Blake Lively, the actor. But the industry had different plans. In January 2007, 2 TV producers, Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage, had just got the green light for a brand new project for the CW and were seeking the perfect cast. The show was called Gossip Girl, and one role, Serena van der Woodsen, was described as the it girl of Manhattan, and the show's casting director, David Rappaport, had his heart set on Blake. She was literally the only person I could think of. It was all about beauty and glamour, but being approachable, and Blake was the ultimate it girl. Honestly, the show lived and died on her, and I had absolutely no other ideas. Initially, she turned them down so she could return to her original dream of going to college. Eventually, she was convinced to do a screen test, and after a second audition, she was cast in the role that would change her life forever. Blake starred as Serena van der Woodsen for all 6 seasons of Gossip Girl and never looked back. The show defined a generation between 2007 and 2012, and Blake's life ended up mirroring that of her character. She hosted SNL, appeared on the covers of Rolling Stone and Vogue, and won 3 Teen Choice Awards for the role, and the world couldn't get enough. While working on the show, she also worked on weekends and days off, finding the time to appear in the sequel to The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, The Private Lives of Pippa Lee, The Town, and Green Lantern. On the 17th of December 2012, the last episode of Gossip Girl aired, and at 25, Blake was finally free to spread her wings. She was announced as the new face of makeup brand L'Oreal in October 2013, and quickly got to work on stepping into life after the show. In 2015, she starred in the title role in the film The Age of Adeline. In the following few years, she appeared in Woody Allen's CAF Society, as Nancy in The Shallows, and in the psychological drama All I See Is You. She then continued her exploration of challenging roles in Reed Morano's The Rhythm Section, when she played a drug-addicted sex worker seeking revenge after the death of her family. In November 2021, Blake followed in her father's footsteps by stepping behind the camera, directing Taylor Swift's music video for I Bet You Think About Me. It was nominated for Video of the Year at the Academy of Country Music Awards and was something she clearly enjoyed, as her feature film directorial debut, a story based on the graphic novel Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley, was announced in 2022. The script will be written by Edgar Wright, and it's the ultimate proof that Blake Lively really can do it all.